I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with. The showstopper so hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest, it be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone, I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they seeing double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back, never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag, I go full contact, out punch, out kick like a shotgun blast on 1 out snap. It's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the...
What's good, Coach Nation? Welcome back to a new episode of the Horseshoe Mob podcast. And we are back, guys. We're back with the draft edition. But before I get into all of this, let me go ahead and introduce the co-host, Mr. Austin Cook. What's good, my guy?
What's up? I'm Austin.
And I'm Josh Senior, the other host on the show. So, man, it's been a couple of days since we've been on, about a week since we've been on, discuss some Colts things, and we got more to come for the next couple of weeks, all the way up until the draft. The news that I'm talking about I'm skipping things. I want to talk about why we're here, and it's our sponsorship. It is fanbattlesports.com, where you can now download us on Substack, and you can subscribe to the network where you can see all of our past episodes. You can see the articles that's written, and then you will see some merchandise coming soon. We'll discuss that whenever it is published, and you guys can support the brand. We all always appreciate everyone's support. And if you see me on the screen and Austin on the screen from Facebook, from Twitch, from X, whatever, give us a like, give us a follow, and give us a comment. And if you're on YouTube, give us a subscription. You can also share, like, comment, all the above. We appreciate the support. It's been 3 or 4 years now, going strong. So it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank y'all for y'all support. But also, we were here because of fanbattlesports.com. So appreciate Fan Battle, appreciate you guys supporting, and I appreciate Austin being a co-host for all these years. So thank y'all. But before we get into the episode, we're going to get into some comments. And that's our number one supporter, Miss Teresa. She want to say hey to us and the rest of you guys. Hey, Teresa. It's always been a pleasure. But while we was gone for this week, we heard some news being created by a former player of the Colts. He was a tight end. He was here in the Andrew Luck era. I think he played with about 2-3 seasons with the Colts. He had a Pro Bowl year. His first year, second year wasn't so great. But the team ended up releasing him after that second year, third year of his era here. Since he's been gone, he went to Steelers and whatever. But he has been saying nasty things about the Colts. Some of it could be true regarding Chris Ballard. But here's what he had to say about Andrew Luck and his tenure with the team and how it ended. So I'm going to play a video, and you guys could, take for what you will with that one. And a lot of people are upset about it because he lied. So
Andrew then decides that he's so tired of, he don't tell nobody this is the backstory. He's so tired of injury, and he just doesn't want to do surgery. You know who the man is around there that gets on everybody's nerves. Big draws over there behind that desk. He tells Andrew, this is word, bro. He tells Andrew, you're either playing this year or we're moving on. Who the fuck would tell Andrew Luck that? right?
That's crazy. I didn't
Andrew
know that.
Luck.
That's crazy.
Andrew Luck now says, I'm not going to be ready. I'm tired of playing with pain. I retire.
I listened to that, 20, 30-second clip of a bunch of BS from Eric Ebron. And later hearing the response from Andrew Luck saying that there's no merit to those words that Eric Ebron said. How do you feel about this nonsense that Eric Ebron published about a couple of days ago on his podcast?
Yeah, it like it doesn't make sense on why he would just lie about something like that. Like I get not liking Chris Ballard. Like most of the fan base doesn't like Chris Ballard, but to
Right.
just lie about something that happened, something that didn't happen, it just doesn't make sense. Like you're just doing it to get views. You're doing it to get comments and shares and like I get trying to get clout off of something, but why lie about something like that?
And it's bad enough that every year there's always something surrounding the coach. There's always, it was the year with JT contract last year. But the year after that, I think it was, Kenny Moore issue. This year is Zaire Franklin. Zaire Franklin past couple of years, rather. And then he come out with, this BS saying that Chris Ballard gave Andrew Luck an ultimatum, basically saying, hey, either you're going to do this or we want to move on from you. A bunch of BS. And then, again, Andrew Luck, who's a GM for his alma mater at Stanford, came out, I think, a day later and said that, hey, there's no merit to this story. That's not true. I love the Colts. They didn't give me an ultimatum. It was just time for me to retire. I just don't understand the bitterness that Eric Ebron brings being away from this team. So how long has it been? 2019, 2020. He's been gone for about 6-7 years, and he's still keeping the Colts name in his mouth. It's always something that he's either on Instagram, having comments under other former players' posts when they leave the team. There's always something. He's always hanging around having some type of comment. And the guy is just so bitter. And it seems like, he didn't take to being cut very well. I mean, his best year, a year has been under the Colts, under Andrew Luck. He was a non-factor. He was a top, I think, first-round pick with the Lions. He had butterfinger hands. He gets picked up by the Colts, which we were all surprised, but we didn't have a tight end at the time. He got picked up his first year. It was phenomenal. It was great. He made the Pro Bowl. He had a great year. Second year, he got injuries. He got issues with quarterback getting hurt, stuff like that, and then he just fell off. He still had the butterfinger hands, and he just fell off or been back to the guy he was previously before he became a Colt. He did that as when he went to the Steelers, but just having these issues where he's still having the Colts name. Why he don't have that much energy for the team that drafted him, that cut him, and then he ended
Yeah,
up with the Colts. So I don't understand that. So just having these issues where he's still bringing up the Colts, this is a big allegation. Why would he tell him that out of all people?
yeah. It's like Andrew Luck was arguably the best quarterback in the league at the time that he retired, and you're trying to sit here and say that a general manager gave him an ultimatum, like, and he didn't have a backup plan, like he gave him an ultimatum without having somebody ready just in case he decided to retire. Like,
Yeah,
what? I don't get it.
he don't get it because I mean, for him to even mention that, I mean, you see how Darius Leonard was like shocked. He's like, I haven't heard that, like, and he's on the same team during that same year.
Yeah,
He was a captain, so why would he not know that?
yeah. You'd think if somebody like Andrew Luck had an ultimatum, one like the captains would know about it. You'd think the whole team would know about it, but especially the captains.
T.Y. Hilton was the captain, so he wouldn't know as well, and he haven't said anything. T.Y. Hilton could have been said this years and years ago. That hey,
Yeah, if Chris Ballard did that, he would have been fired by
correct, yeah,
now.
yeah. That story, this story does not be swept under the rug for that long. 6-7 years later, after his retirement, it being swept on the rug, and then hey, now it comes out again. Like you said, nobody saying anything bad about Chris Ballard. None of us would disagree with. We were like, hey, he deserved all the negative things he said, but this is one of the things that you kind of want to back him up on. Like, hey, that's BS because
Yeah.
you can't hide this. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So, um, I don't get it. I don't get it to have that type of allegation out there for, like you said, for a guy that played 8 years with us, and was a great guy, great person, great father to his kid. And then the team gave him money, right? Didn't they give him like 20,
Yeah. He got
20
to
something?
keep yeah, he got to keep his, like, bonus or something.
It was
Like, even
I
though he didn't play, he got to keep it. Like, yeah, gave him an ultimatum to take millions of dollars from us.
Yeah, yeah. Jim Irsay definitely gave him. Yeah, I remember that. It gave him a bunch of money, and then after that, reported allegedly that the team. I think that they admitted it. They either he admitted it or the team admitted that they've contacted him after retirement to come back. I think they did reach out, but it just kind of like see where he was at type thing. So if they did give him an ultimatum, why would they come back and say, "Hey, we want you to come back and play if you still have the ability, if you still have the drive and the will to play." Because you have to have a drive for you just can't get on the field like, hey, I'm just gonna throw the ball. Well, Rivers did do that. My bad. Never mind. Phil Rivers did do that. He did do that. So I mean, but still, just can't just get on the field and just sling a ball. It ain't that easy. So,
Yeah.
oh well, yeah, we're gonna talk about that as well. Miss Teresa, hey, are you on our show too? You gave her everything? Did you give
I
her?
didn't.
she she said yesterday, or said she was ready to talk about Ebron because he pissed her off. So this is her safe space to talk about everything from the Air Ebron, and we're gonna talk about this Gus Bradley uh, deal with his video. I'm going to play regarding a former player as well, Darius Leonard, the maniac. He had to say about. I don't know if it's got to be Chris Ballard. I don't know if it's Chris Ballard and Gus Bradley, but nevertheless, Chris Ballard's name been in the news for the past couple of days. It ain't been good. So I'm gonna play this video. We're gonna talk about this as well. Where is the video? Where is the video? If I still have it. Nope. I don't have it. I thought I had it. Well, it was a video pretty much stating that he was a bad teammate, and he wasn't understanding why they said this. I think I got it right here. Let me see. Here you go. Oh, hold your horses. If I can add it, let me just add it again. I'm gonna add it again, and we can. Let's see. Is it? There we go.
I don't think that I could take that mental hurt again when you give everything to somebody or organization and they say that I was a bad teammate. Bro, they say that I wasn't doing treatment to make myself better. And I'm spending all this money bringing all these people in trying to get ready to go play for these guys. That what broke my heart, bro. And when I say it broke my heart to a point where I said I don't want to play in the NFL anymore. If this is how ruthless it is, we was playing bad defensively, not just because of me, but somebody had to take the blame. So if the DC ain't taking the blame, next person got to go. So I understood that business part of it where it's got to be either you or me, but just be real about it. Don't tarnish my name and my reputation and what I've done for this organization to say that I'm a bad person. I'm a bad teammate, bad leader. I don't do this. I walked away from it because of that, bro. I didn't feel like I could give my all to somebody and get stabbed in the back as I did with Gus Bradley, man.
Man, that was a kind of sad video. When I watched it the first time, it's even sadder watching the second time. How you feel about that? Saying about the news coming out that he's a bad teammate, that he didn't want to get treatment, and all the other things that he said in the video.
Yeah, I mean, every Colts fan knows Leonard gave his all. even when he couldn't give his all. The injuries sucked. He was obviously on a Hall of Fame trajectory before his injuries, and then he got hurt. It's unfortunate. But yeah, if Gus Bradley was trying to smear his name, I don't think it worked. Um, and that's just kind of trashy for Gus Bradley to do that. And he's another guy that a lot of Colts fans don't like either. So I think it can be believable that he was trying to scapegoat Leonard instead of him getting scapegoated himself.
Well, at that time, it did work out because they did release him.
Yeah.
They released him. He went to the Eagles for their couple games to finish the season out, and then we kept Bradley for another 2 years. So it briefly did work out. Well, I guess because of I don't know if it was cap casualty. I'm not sure what it was, because all we knew that he kept trying to come back, make a comeback. We knew that the injury he had to his back was, severe thing. He had a lot of nerve damage in his back, the way he couldn't be the Darius Leonard that we've seen the first couple of seasons um, of his career. We saw that he was a step behind. We saw that I think he tackled somebody and busted their nose or something. It was EJ Speed. It was somebody he knocked out of a game on defense where he was just stuck behind the defensive player and he collided with the player and he got a concussion and he was out. And we saw the downfall. As far as being a bad teammate, didn't hear that. As far as not wanting treatment, didn't hear that. The only thing that we did hear is that he didn't want to be on the sideline. He was like wanting to play, and the team didn't. Well, maybe DC didn't feel the need to put him out there if he wasn't ready to perform at the high level that we once saw him from the first couple of seasons of the NFL. We did see that. We did see the frustration. All the videos asked him about, where he at. Can he still play the same as he once did? And he said he could, but he's not given an opportunity. We did see those videos, but bad teammate. I didn't see that. The guy was always cheering the team on the sideline. We see that all the time. Even when he was injured, he was cheering. He was running up and down the field. Whenever there's a play made on defense, he always encouraged the defense. Like Kenny Moore, Zaire, Bobber, Curry K, all the guys on defense, the young guys as well. So I didn't see what he's saying that Gus Bradley said about him being scapegoated. I didn't like that. And it felt like Andrew Luck again. Losing Andrew Luck after 8 years and having having Darius Leonard be the guy we seen out of what school he went to? South Carolina State.
Yeah, something like that.
South Carolina State. Yeah, South Carolina State. Didn't know who he was. Come out being drafted in the second round. Bradley did surprise me with that. He did hit on that year and draft. He surprised me, but the guy, stepped on the scene. I think he was a day one starter and ended up winning Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. And he proceeded to have, like you said, he had a trajectory of being one of the greatest linebackers before the injury. He was heading in that Ray Lewis, category. And then, like I said, injuries started happening, piling up. He couldn't stay healthy. Once would say, well, at least Titans fans would say that Darius Leonard had, he did it. He's the reason why his career ended, but don't want to hear that. I don't think they want to take credit for everything. But, Clayton. Dave said that they paid. They did? No. Was it the full? I think he had like a couple years.
I don't think it was his full salary. I'm pretty sure it was just like the bonus or something. It's not the full thing.
Yeah, I think because he didn't have I think he had 3 years left on that contract when he signed it.
I don't remember.
Cause I can't remember when he got the contract. I can't remember, but I think he was probably 2 years into that contract before he retired. But they did give him some bonuses that you alluded to. I don't know, but the guy was. I mean, we had no reason to give him an ultimatum. You know, was he hurt a lot? Yes. Came back in 2018 after his injury. 2017 came back 2018, and the team started out with 0 and whatever, and they won like 9 straight, and they made the playoffs and beat the division leaders at the time, the Texans, in the first round, and they ended up losing to the Chiefs, who had Patrick Mahomes that year. So yeah, I don't understand. I definitely don't agree with that statement that was made by Eric Ebron, and I don't. I definitely, I'm definitely glad that Gus Bradley is gone, but he is in the division still, so he's going to be doing that to other players, such as Jeffrey Simmons. He's going to say he's a bad teammate. He's going to say he didn't work out as well. So I'm glad to see that as well. So, um, anything else you want to say on Ebron and Darius Leonard before we move on to our next set of topics? Because you know I'm definitely bothered by what Ebron tried to sell. He did. I guess he did get the. I guess it did work out with the clickbait. But having Andrew Luck having to respond definitely made things it died down very quick. So, anything you have on that before
No.
we move on to the next topics? Our next topics are we saw that a former Colt retired, and his name was Anthony Walker Jr. He retires after 8 years, 7 years in the league. We drafted him in the 4th round at Northwestern. He was day one starter as well. And after his contract was up, we didn't re-sign him. He went to the Browns, played a couple of seasons with the Browns before going to Dolphins and other teams after that. And here at the Horseshoe Mob, we want to give him a congratulations on retirement, and we wish him well in his next journey and future endeavors. Do you have anything to say about Anthony? He was great too. He was a great tackler,
Yeah,
great.
I mean, always a solid linebacker for us. Congratulations on an NFL career. It's not easy, and just enjoy retirement.
Don't know where his next journey would be. Probably broadcasting, probably coaching. I don't know. Probably start a podcast with Zaire Franklin. I know it's not. I know. I wish I wish Harish was on here because he would probably say the same thing. If they could start a podcast with the podcaster, that he's glad he is not with us anymore. He's a Packer now. So she said she
Yeah.
don't like Gus Bradley. But I mean, I know people are very well on Steichen, but at least Gus Bradley and Ballard deserve all the heat. Shane Steichen, I'm going to give him this season here because his contract is, this is going to be into his contract, and what we see from him coaching wise during this season, 2026 season, will let me critique or criticize him at the end to where, hey, it's time to move on or it's time to re-up and give him a different contract, new contract. How you feel about that? With the statement she's saying she don't like the trios.
Yeah, I mean, good. I'm glad Gus is gone. Jim Bob don't do nothing. I don't think Ballard should be gone. I agree with you. Steichen, if he doesn't coach the team up, then he should be gone after this year.
I agree. Jim Bob, he does nothing, but he's in the same role as the players that are the OCs that are with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni call plays, and the other guys just sit there and kind of just be part of the game plan. Uh, that's part of the Eagles thing they did. They did that with Doug Peterson and Frank Wright. They had him, and they had the other guy that had two, John Delafino, something like that. I can't say his last name, but they had multiple guys in the game plan of offenses, and this is what Jim Bob does. He don't call plays. So, as far as developing AR, I do put that on them too. All those guys, Jim Bob, I put that on is it Cam Turner? I don't
Yeah,
like that guy.
QB
Cam Turner,
coach.
QB coach, he
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean,
So,
i- if Anthony Richardson isn't the starter, Cam Turner should be fired.
correct. We should be moving on from him this offseason. But he's still here because anytime he talks, he had nothing to say. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying when he's talking because it seems like it's a bunch of BS. It seems like he's
No,
always
he learned
confused
from Chris Ballard how to just talk around the question, never
every single
answer a
time.
question.
And Steichen, I think Steichen still wants AR there, and same as Ballard, but I think they don't know what to do, being that they paid uh, Daniel Jones another 2 years, essentially a 1 year deal. If it doesn't work out, maybe he has opportunity to still be on the team and has opportunity to and make a name for himself. I don't know. Maybe they still trade right now. No team wants him because he has no value. So I mean, they can either cut him and get that $5 million back, or and eat the other five and dead. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But he's the coach right now, so I can't. He said you can. He said you can say you can see a change in him when he went from Darius Leonard to Shaq.
Yeah, it wasn't the
The,
name change. It was the injuries, really. It just happened at a bad time.
yeah, the name change did happen at a bad time where he started getting the injuries. I don't want to say the injuries is the reason because he changed his name. It making sense. It was a bad timing when he changed his name. It's like injuries was piling up before it was piling up before the name changed. He just wanted to change the name to be like, hey, don't call me Darius. My real name is Shaq, which whatever. I never really call him Shaq Leonard. So I tried to do it, but it came out he was either Maniac or he was either Darius. I couldn't call him that Shaq stuff. So but I do get you, David, on that one. I know people would say that because he changed his name and became kind of essentially I'm not gonna say bomb, but very inconsistent. His play was very inconsistent. Can we utilize Richardson to? I mean, he's not going to change. He's not going to change his
Yeah,
position.
if he was gonna change, it would have done happened.
Yeah, he's not going to change. His pride is not going to allow him to change his position because to what? Can't be a running back. Can't be a tight end because we got a number of tight ends. We just re-signed 2 tight ends, Mo and Joe Ogletree. So I mean, can't be offensive lineman. Can't be a receiver. Too big to be a receiver. Linebacker maybe. He built like a linebacker, I guess. I mean, that would be. I guess
Hey,
that
we
would
need
be a spot.
linebackers.
Yeah. Right. She said, "Go, go, Gus, and take Ballard." I mean, I'd be okay with Ballard going to the Titans and ruin what they got building. I don't know what they have building, what they have going on. I don't know if it's going to work out. But if Ballard there, it definitely wouldn't work out because he been here almost 10 years and haven't won, but one playoff game, been to the playoffs twice, no division titles. Like he's pretty much just a terrible
Yeah,
GM.
just nothing.
Just nothing. Yeah. She said, what you say? She's like, Carly said, Steichen, don't trust that. She didn't. I don't think she said that. She just said that AR has an opportunity to be a good quarterback in the league, even whether it's with us or somewhere else. But I don't think she said that. I mean, she couldn't say that. I don't think a owner would ever say that a coach.
Yeah, she said something that people took as Steichen doesn't trust AR, but she didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't think she would. I don't think anybody would ever come out and say uh, a player they don't trust. They just make a trade and just be like, "Hey, we move on." We just
Yeah,
move
because
on.
like if you say that, you're making his value even lower than what it might already be.
Correct. She said she don't care much about Pat McAfee after his no show last year either. No show. I don't know what no show. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Pat McAfee. I mean, after what was transpired between him and Zaire Franklin, he definitely did come back last year and kind of like he did show up to games. He did support the Colts. After and the things that he kind of apologized that how he was putting the energy out. He understood where Zaire coming from, being a former player that you take up for your guys that you're on your team, saying that Joe Flacco gave us the best opportunity to win, which was a lie because Anthony Richardson had a better record as a starter than he did. Saying that Joe Flacco was give us the best opportunity to win, and it just seemed like he didn't have faith in Andrew. and Anthony Richardson, who he had faith in before. He was stoked to have him as a coach and as a starting quarterback. Even say we're going to the Super Bowl, but he said it out every
Yeah.
year anyway. So
See, what people don't realize about some people don't realize about Pat McAfee, he's on the internet. He's just trying to get people to click on his show, watch his show. So yeah, when we drafted Anthony Richardson, he was pumped because we got a freak athlete. He had him on his show, and then he wasn't playing well, so we got this vet in Joe Flacco. So yeah, he's gonna pump up this other guy because he thinks it's gonna get clicks. So I mean, he does it for entertainment. But at the end of the day, I do believe he's a Colts fan, and I do think he loves the Colts because he played there.
right, like you said, I mean, we in a world now where the internet, podcasts, all this stuff, a lot of people can say things to get people to bait. Look how long Skip Bayless did this, done it. Said so many things about LeBron James. And I'm not a fan of LeBron, but said so many bad things about LeBron and what he did in Miami as a Miami fan. And said all the things in LA and even Cleveland. Just said all these bad things to get clickbait, knowing that he's a good player. They does it. Stephen A does it too. And his show, not a lot of people like ESPN that I know of, but ESPN is top ranked show for as his show. I mean, what First Take is, and they getting clickbaits. Gilbert Arenas is heading that. He's trending in that direction now because they do the same thing. I don't know what Cam Newton doing, but you got the pivot. A lot of people are doing this now. A lot of people
Yeah,
are saying things, just getting people to tune in. Acho show, is it Speak Easy or Speak something? Bull crap. He's trying to do the same thing, baiting on
yeah,
himself.
yeah. It's just like what players to call out or what players to say something about to get people to click on it, get people to comment, get people to share. So that's what they do, and it works all the time.
Hey Sarah, we are pumped as well for the draft. I like I can't say his name, Sarah, but from IU and Lewis. I like those guys, and we get to the part of our show where we're gonna be talking about the draft. I'm excited for the draft. I got my takes on my picks that I hope happens, but nevertheless, will be who we draft. I will have to support them either way. And Chris, he said, we're on a break, a couple of minutes. But hey, we're glad you're tuning in on your break to watch the show. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, X, Twitch, even on YouTube, give us a like, give us a comment. You can share. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And the rest of them, you can give us a follow. Give us support. We appreciate your support. We should say. Well, you can't get Pratt back because that's what that Hakeem Davis Gather guy is. He pretty much they play the same type of game.
Yeah,
Rather,
that's what I kind of saw that as well. Like they're similar players, but Davis is younger and
yep,
probably faster right now in his career.
I
Um,
agree.
you could get Pratt back for depth, but I don't know that it happens now that we got Davis.
I agree. She said, "I love Pat McAfee. He's amazing." I mean, I didn't like him during the fiasco with Zaire because of he's getting mad at Zaire defending a player that he's currently on the team with. I wouldn't be mad at Pat McAfee defending a player he's currently with versus a former player that's saying something bad about that player. I wouldn't be mad because you're going to defend the guys that's in the locker room with you. I can't be mad at that. I can never be mad at that. I defend you regardless because we're on the same team. You know, now if you was a Titans fan, man, I don't care about you, Austin. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. If you're Titans, what do we have to talk about on this show? If you're Titans fan, we're gonna bump heads. We're gonna say the
Yeah,
opposite the
it's
whole
just
time.
a argument, kind of like
Just
Skip Bayless and Stephen A. was.
right, right. So I have no. I mean, if we had a show about college football, then we'd probably do that every year in third week of
Yeah,
October. But it's a once in a life, or once a year thing. It wouldn't be twice a year. So we play each other once. But Nevertheless, I mean that's all we have against each other, other than maybe basketball where we play each other twice, and there's no real hate. I don't hate Miami, and you don't hate the Lakers like that. So there's nothing really. I mean, we both
Now,
share.
listen,
Thank you.
listen. I like the Lakers because I am a LeBron fan, just
So
personally.
yeah, see, so yeah, so we have nothing really to go against other than maybe college. I mean, even college basketball, I have nothing because we're not in the same conference. You're Vols in SEC. I'm a Duke in the ACC. I have nothing to say. We have nothing to debate about unless we in the Final Four together. Then hey, all bets are off. But I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. But uh, let's get into. I know I got all off into debating or talking about what we see and hating the players and former players. But let's talk about the schedule that's going to be released next month. And it's been reported by Adam Scheffner that sorry, it could be released between May 12th and the 14th. I'm excited for those dates. Not sure what date could be the 14th. I think last year it was the 14th, maybe 15th. I think we have an episode about that as well whenever that comes out. And we'll do our predictions as well. It was kind of I was 2 games off last year. I think it was 8. We went 8 and 9. I think I had us 10 and 7. So we look out for those dates between May 12th and May 14th for the coach schedule. We'll be here to give you the schedules, the dates, times, and then we're gonna do our predictions as well. Now we're gonna get into where everybody's here, and it's the draft. The draft. Excuse me. Need some water. I'll cut the grass. Sorry about that. I need some water. I've been cutting the grass.
No, you're good.
So
Can't get choked up.
no, I am excited for the draft. Just shouldn't cut the grass when I got allergies and all that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But part of the draft. Draft will be in a couple weeks. I think it's April the 24th,
Yeah, I
23rd.
think it starts the 23rd, but we won't draft the 23rd. We'll draft the 24th.
So draft starts Thursday the 23rd. I think it's 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time. I think we'll know that as coming days. But we're on the draft on the 24th, which is day 2, second round, pick 47. Before me and Austin get into 3 picks of the, I think 8 picks that we have, 3 picks. We're gonna do 3 picks today, and then next week we'll do the other picks, and then the following week we'll do the draft party. Who do you guys have the Colts drafting at pick 47? Who do you guys have the Colts picking at second round, pick 47? You can list in the chat, let us know, and I'll put it on the screen where everybody can see your pick with the 47th. And then Austin, if you want to go ahead and talk about either your all 3 at once, or just go with 47, and then I'll go to 47, and we go back and forth with that one.
We can go back and forth. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
Um, yeah, for me, I could probably do like three mock drafts and have 3 total different results. Um, but for this one that I have prepared for the podcast is for our second round pick at 47. I have edge rusher R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma.
Oh man.
Um, yeah, so over the last 2 years, he had 15 and a half sacks. He can get to the quarterback. Last year, he just played in 10 games and he had 6.5 sacks. From what I've seen, he's one of the more bendiest edge rushers and already has developed pass rushing moves, which I feel like will only get better as he grows in the NFL. And his competitiveness and motor skills are elite. And I think that's just the kind of edge rusher we need on the other side of Latu.
Oh man. Hey, I couldn't agree more with that. She said, I was a Kobe fan. Hey, yeah, I'm RIP to Kobe. She said Sarah said she's a Celtic fan. We're gonna boot to that. We're gonna boot to that. No. I like that guy. I've seen him in you know, playing, you said OU?
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Played against Alabama twice this season. He was very disruptive. He was a matchup nightmare for our offensive line, and I didn't want to say that because we have a bunch of uh, great guys on the line, especially with Caden Proctor, and he gave us fits both games. And I would love to have another disruptive on the other side. Like you said, a lot to. So having him in the mix photo things, it'd be great to have an edge rusher. If we didn't, I would say if we didn't get an edge rusher, a day one starter edge rusher, I would love to get Derek Barnett, who's a former. Who he played with. I know he played with the Texans, but where did he come from? Come from Vikings as well, Eagles. Sorry,
He played at the Eagles.
yeah, Eagles drafted him
Former
again.
Vol.
I knew he was gonna do that. But if we didn't draft an edge, and he's a veteran guy, I think he was the first round with the Eagles before
Yeah,
they
he's pretty early. I don't remember, but yeah, he'd be solid pickup. I think.
get him. I think he had 5 or 6 sacks last year as a reserve, which is great. Which is good. Uh, even in a rotation. Now, would it translate to be a starter? We see what Audrey did, being a rotational guy with the Raiders. He became a Colt, and his sacks increased. So if we didn't get a rusher, I wouldn't mind going at that route. The Jonathan Greener, that's over with now. He's pretty much going to stay. But now it's my turn to where I give my prediction of the 47th pick in the second round, day 2. I gave you a preview last week, and it's the guy, this linebacker that plays. It's not Anthony Hill Jr. I know Harish, that's his guy, and he's a thumbnail. I got the guy from Texas Tech, the other Texas team. His name is Jacob Rodriguez. The issue I have with him for is, a concern would be he's undersized linebacker, and he has shorter arms. So he probably have a hard time wrapping up tackles. But he's a tackling machine, but he might have a hard time wrapping up tackles for like a bigger tight end, like a Greg Kittle, Travis Kelsey. I mean, those type of tight ends, because they're big tight ends. So he'll probably have a hard time wrapping up those guys for his tackling, and then bigger, running backs like Derrick Henry, he's kind of stocky. David Montgomery, those type of guys. There's a big type of running backs, big stocky running backs. We got other ones they can name, but I don't want to name all of them. But what I wrote down from what I've seen is that he plays fast downhill. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker, which we've seen with Zaire Franklin. We've seen with Darius Leonard. Definitely need that back. We've been missing that since Darius Leonard left. I think Kirkhead was kind of sideline to sideline as well too. He has a high motor. Again, we've seen that with Darius Leonard. We missed that type of linebacker on our team. Pratt did do that, a lot of that this past season, but he's on the older side, so we want to get younger. So having Rodriguez in the mix definitely helped this defense that's very opportunist. He's good at stopping the run. He's shoot the gaps, and he's blitz effectively. He's an undersized linebacker, but he definitely Texas use him a lot in blitz packages, which I would want to see as well with the Colts. As guys remember, when Darius Leonard was playing, he was in a lot of blitz packages. We've seen him he didn't have a lot of sacks, but he was impacting that the defense, helping defense out in the sack category, where I think one year we was like top 5 in sacks, but we just couldn't sustain it all year long. Again, his weaknesses is he's an undersized linebacker. He got short arm length, so it'll be hard to kind of wrap up tackles against bigger tight ends, bigger running backs. Brings energy. He's instant, and his turnover ability. We've seen that with we haven't seen the turnover of linebackers since Dale Leonard. I haven't seen Dale Leonard was punching the ball out, stripping the ball. He was intercepting the ball as well. We don't really have any guys that turn the ball. Zaire wasn't that type of guy. He wasn't getting it. He got interceptions, but he wasn't an intercepting type guy. He wasn't forcing a lot of turnovers either. Same with Curry K wasn't doing that. Pratt wasn't doing that. He did get an interception on who was it? Trevor Lawrence in the second game in Indy. He did get a turnover with that, but again, we don't have turnover machine guys as we did with Desner, and this is what Jacob brings to the table. And we need those type of traits. Now, he may not be a plug and play at Mike. I know we definitely need a Mike, but he definitely will play exceptionally well as a will. We definitely need another will linebacker and so he definitely can plug and play in that position, and he can go to work. But other than that, those are my takes. When I see him on film, the guy, like I said, the guy shoot out a cannon just like Kenny Moore. I won't call him Maniac because that name has already been spoken for. But the guy, he definitely. I want to say his company is Darius Leonard because I've seen Darius Leonard go sideline to sideline. I see him have a high motor. I've seen him turn the ball over. Darius Leonard wasn't undersized. He had long arms. He was a bigger linebacker. He was like 6'3" type of linebacker. And he made plays every time he's on the field. And that's what we've been missing for the past 4 to 5 years. And having Jacob Rodriguez in the lineup, I definitely would love to see the Colts go out and get him with the 47th pick. Go ahead with your second pick.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get Jacob Rodriguez or Anthony Hill Jr. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, but a reason that I went edge in the second round is because at the third round, pick 78, I have a linebacker in Josiah Trotter, who is
Oh.
still young. He's only 21. He's out of Missouri. Um, his his dad played in the NFL, and his brother plays. I think he still plays in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's been around an NFL family. He is another downhill guy. He can shoot out of the cannon. He's a good tackler. He can process run. He's good against linemen. So put him in blitz packages as well. I will say his coverage skills, I think, is probably a little better than Zaire's, but not much better. So that is a problem, and because I know we need linebackers who can cover. Um, but like I said, he's 21, so he can still develop into that. He does have a high pressure rate, and yeah, I think that's he'd be a solid linebacker in a weak linebacker group that we have.
She said we could draft. No, we weren't getting there. That was not happening. And like you said, his daddy played NFL, Jeremiah Trotter, and I think it's Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
I think so, yeah.
And then having him out of Missouri, another linebacker. Those guys, what was their linebacker family for the Packers? Got the long hair because his dad played and his grandfather played, but it was a trio. I can't remember his name. They had that great linebacker for the Packers.
Clay Matthews?
Yes. His dad played in the NFL. They both played.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I was like, I think his dad played for the Raiders, Steelers, something like that. But, back in the day, playing for the Raiders or Steelers, you get his teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
So, and this reminded me of Jeremiah Trotter. He was great with, I think, Eagles. Yeah, he was great with the Eagles. And just having, Junior, I think he plays for Chargers. I
think he got drafted by the Eagles. I don't know if he's still on the Eagles.
Trevor Lawrence no longer had. But my pick, and most folks will probably say it's not a good one. But you should know this guy as well as I know. He played in the SEC. I got wide receiver Zachariah Branch. He's same height as Josh Downs, so he bring pretty much same type of skill set. With the 7-8 pick, I got us picking Branch, who brings more speed. He ran a 4.3 in the combine, which brings more explosive, fast, speed in the offense. What we need, because you got our top guy and Alec Pierce, who has speed as well, but he is 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", but you're having other guys that are explosive in offense. What he brings to the table is he will give us another home run hitter. We have that in Alec Pierce. Josh Down, we haven't seen much of being home run hitter threat. He's more in the underneath intermediate route type offense. He could be having a bigger role in his offense now that Michael Pittman Jr. is now a Steeler. I know he's not tall. Everybody want that big possession receiver we had with Pittman, but having another 5'9" receiver, that you put him in a slot and you put Josh Downs on the end on X, where he was a top dog in Carolina. He brings a home run hitter and he opens up the offense, which will complement with Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, and what Tyler Warren brings to the offense. If Indy drafts him, it's not about replacing. Again, it's not about replacing Michael Pittman. It's about evolving the offense into something faster and more explosive, which we need in his offense. More explosive. We only had, one guy. Was our vertical threat. You had other guys in the underneath route. Having another guy that can go, have vertical threats. Even though Alec Pierce does more than just being vertical threat. Now he has evolved in his route tree. Having Branch definitely had moved this offense moving forward with Shane Steichen having another guy that can do more than just one thing. He can do more. He can be an intermediate. He can be a vertical threat. He's fast. I've seen this guy. He took the top off a couple of times against us, against y'all, I think too. Pretty much a lot of teams in the SEC. So having Branch in this offense definitely would make us more explosive. Give another receiver for Daniel Jones, our overpaid quarterback. No, I'm not gonna say, but our quarterback helps our quarterback room out, having more explosive guys on the offense. We've seen what Tyler Warren did with us, opened up the field tremendously for Alec Pierce and gave him a $30 million contract, so $30 million a year contract. So go ahead with your last pick.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick. I think that, like you said, it doesn't replace Pittman, but it changes our offense into something I think that could be better, especially with an offensive minded coach like Steichen. So yeah, I
Yes.
think that would be an exciting pick for sure. So for my pick, fourth round, 113th, I went with safety Jalen Kilgore from South Carolina. Uh,
Ooh.
he's a he's a
Ooh.
big safety. Um, he has a lot of experience. Like I feel like he'd come in and be ready to play day one, even if you get him in the fourth round. Um, and I know we don't love this because of Anthony Richardson, but he has a lot of untapped physical potential. And yes, some people don't reach their potential, but some people do. So he's a ball hawk. I think he would be a really good Nick Cross replacement. Um, he had 5 interceptions last year, but 8 total in his college career. So I mean, 5 in 1 year is really good, especially for a safety in college. So yeah, I mean, big guy. I think he could come in and be a starter in our safety room.
How tall is him? You said six.
Uh, I didn't write it down, but I can look it up really quick.
I think you say he's a big. What did you say he's a
He
big? So I was gonna give him a comparison of Nick Cross. Well, I think Nick Cross played out of Maryland, and he took him a while to
Yeah,
develop. I think Gus Bradley kind of set him on the bench his
yeah,
first couple of years before he kind of took off the past couple of years and earned him a contract in the NFL. I hate to see him lose the contract that he received
yeah,
because he was becoming a stable cornerback. I know we did pick up two safeties in free agency, but I don't think those guys would be starters. I like Jonathan Owens and the guy from the former Cowboy guy. I can't remember his name, but you know,
yeah. He's
having
6'1", 6'1", 210.
Yeah, that's pretty much was like what Nick Cross was in a 6', 6'1" type big safety that we need. And I mean, because I wouldn't be against having that guy that's a day one starter. We need a day one starter. We haven't had one for us like drafting one outside of Nick Cross. They experimented with Rodney Thomas. That failed. That was horrible. He was horrible. Good thing he's not on the team anymore. Daniel Scott, not sure what he's going to do. They kept him on the team, but he is not the guy that's going to be starting on the opposite side of Cam Bynum.
Yeah.
So the guy you said is plug and play. Day one, I will be thrilled to have him as another safety outside of Bynum. We've seen what paying Bynum what he did with this team. Have another guy on the other side will definitely. I don't know what we're just talking about right here. My last pick for this episode. Again, we're gonna have other picks the following week, and for the 113th pick in the 4th round, I have the Colts selecting the guys that's in state. Out of Indiana, I guess Mikhail Kamara. Mikhail Kamara. He's an edge rusher. I know it wasn't an edge rusher early on, first round with the first pick. The only reason I picked him in the 4th round because I said, I mentioned Derek Barnett. We can pick him up for a veteran guy that can automatically start immediately. This guy pretty much would be like a project. Sort of like JTT is. They're not really kind of loose having him out there yet. And JTT, we've seen that he can be that guy. He has high motor as well as Latu. We thought maybe we'll see more of him in the lineup. We've seen a little bit when guys are out, but we ain't seen enough of him. But having Kamara, what I like about Kamara is that he played in multiple roles on the defensive line. He played edge, he played stand-up rusher, interior, and passing downs, which that's sort of what Lou did with Latu this past season. We see him getting, standing up. We see him getting interceptions. That was just crazy. He did that. He has a couple of interceptions. I think he had Miami. We had a couple. Did he have one in the Chargers game? I know he had one in the Chiefs game. He had so many. I think he had 3. I think he tied with the team in interception. So having him, this guy can stand up. He can, stand up rush. He can interior passing downs. Give him scheme flexibility. Kamara brings effort, versatility, and consistent pressure that you mentioned, pressure ability. He's not a day one starter. So guys, let you know, even though I know fans love Indiana, they went to the championship, they won it, and it's an impressive run. And and they love the guys that's coming from IU that could come to the team and be day one starters and be effective years to come. But this guy's not a day one starter. But he is a kind of mid-round, high-effort disruptor that can come out in a role and overperforming his role. When I say overperforming his role, it be a rotation guy and be overperform in his role as a rotation guy, not a starter guy. If his rotation guy, he come in and he does what Latu doing in his role, he's overperforming, being that he's a kind of developing in his role. So he'll be pretty much like a project. So I don't want anybody to have high expectation for him coming in and being this, guy that's going to take over this defense line and have 5 sacks, 6 sacks in his first year. Do I hope people overperform it for the 4th round? Sure. But do I think that he's going to come in and have a year like Latu had this past season? I don't. He'll probably have a year like JTT had. Didn't he say change the name? JTT to something else? I saw somebody post that.
Yeah. I forget what it is, but he wants to be called something else.
Yeah. But until I remember.
Whatever the J stands for. I don't remember. It might have been Jeremiah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I got to look
I'll
at
look it up.
All right, you about to look at it now?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't expect him to come out and just have that type of year one. I would compare his year sorted up what JTT did. I think JTT did have a sack or two, but he was inconsistent. Lou and Romo kind of had him held him back a little bit because we want to give other guys opportunities. Quiddipay was still on the team. Latu was having a great year. Tyquan Lewis, is he gone? Tyquan Lewis, or he's still there?
He didn't sign back.
So he gone. Tyquan Lewis he was healthy, but he was on the team. So kind of JTC was kind of like in the backgrounds, just waiting his turn.
It's Jalen, Jaylahn, Jalen.
Oh, so he won't be called Jalen. Okay. Still can't say his last name, but I just call him Jalen.
It says
Um,
two e mo lo ow.
Okay, thank you for that. I won't be saying that. I tried to look it up. It's like, and because I had to look up how to say Lou's last name. I was like, Anarumo, but Anarumo. So I kind of got onto that one. So, that's my third pick in the fourth round, and we give you the other 5 picks next week to in our part 2 of our draft, draft preview before the actual draft. So let us know your first 3 picks. I know you guys had guys, the guy from I keep missing his name up, the receiver from IU. Guys want him. If they do get him, I would love to have him. I did mention Omar Cooper Jr. I love to have him in the fold of things. He's a big receiver, same as Sarat. I can never say his name. But what she say? Always a hoop, guys. You'll be with your beautiful families. Have a blessed week. We know you're on again. We'll be on next Tuesday, bearing any setbacks. Things do change when we have, family things come up. So if things do change, I will update you all. Let us know that we'll be moving the show to another day. But as far as I know, Tuesday, we'll be back on to give you our 2-part episode of the last 5 draft picks. Last 4. Is it 4 or 5? Yeah, last 4 or 5 draft picks because, Batter might trade one of them by next week. So we might have 4 left, but the last 5 draft picks. So I know I keep saying it wrong, Teresa. I keep saying it wrong. I can't say it. I'm going to get it right. Shirat. Huh? Is it that? I don't know if it's that or not. But before I go, I told Harish that I would say his picks, and I let him get his picks. Say his picks on the episode next week. So in the second round, 47 pick, he has Anthony Hill Jr. The guy's on thumbnail. As you see, we know I allow him to break down what he thinks of Anthony Hill. His third round pick, 78, he got Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver out of Alabama. And his fourth pick, 113, Cade Klubnik, quarterback out of Clemson. I think I do have a quarterback. Let me go back on mine. I think I had a quarterback on mine, but having a quarterback, we definitely need another quarterback in the room because, we don't know what could happen with Anthony Richardson. We don't know if they're going to get a veteran guy in. We don't know what could happen. So, having having another receiver, having another quarterback in this room would definitely help. Now I don't have a quarterback. That was like my first one I did. I had a quarterback. So, yeah, he has a linebacker, he has a receiver, and he has a quarterback for his first 3 picks: second round, third round, fourth round. So he will be on the show next week where he can go and break down all those 3 picks. But in the meantime, guys, we're gonna go tonight. I know it's sad you guys didn't want to see us go. We're gonna go tonight, but I'm gonna let Austin let us know where we can find him.
You can find me on X at CookieAustin2.
Yes, you can find me on X as well at I'm Josh Senior, and you can catch the podcast on so many platforms. Yes, the ones that you're seeing on the screen, on your screen is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X. We on TikTok, we on Instagram, but we don't really have a live stream on those social media. But you can find us on those as well. So on that note, guys, we're gonna be out. We'll see y'all next week, same time, 8:30 p.m., 9:30 Eastern time. Also, you have anything else to get us out? You can sing a song. I know you can sing. I've seen you sing. I seen you, do a little rapping. You want to take us out.
I'm good. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good week.
Saying have a good week, man. And also, we didn't say it, but happy Resurrection Day. Belated Resurrection Day, because we wasn't here. So yeah, we're gonna be out, guys. See y'all next week. Tune in next week. Again, the times that we mentioned. All right, for the shoe.
On one out snap, it's a fact that I'm